Today's news. Aynullah Fatullayev and supporting journalists continue hunger strike. Court dismisses candidate's appeal. Observers prepare for elections. Second anniversary of Ghulam-Mirza Amani's death.
The journalists are continuing their hunger strike in support of Aynullah Fatullayev, who began his hunger strike on October 19th. The strike is to garner support for the implementation of the European Court of Human Rights decision. Journalists Shavaled Chobanlu, Gan Turali, and Elchin Hazanov started the strike. After 3 days, it was continued by Rovshan Hajibeli and Seymour Baijan. Today, Yeni Musavat employee Samir Kazimli, Azad Lig employee Gabriel Zimistanoglu, and young activist Emin Akhundov have taken up the gauntlet. The journalists have been striking in turn to support Fatullayev. The European Court of Human Rights issued a decision on April 22nd, demanding that Fatullayev be immediately released and the Azerbaijani government pay €27,822 to him in compensation. Fatullayev was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison by the Garadag District Court in July. The court charged the journalist with possession of narcotics in an amount exceeding the limit for personal consumption. The journalist appealed against the decision. In 2007, Fatullayev, editor-in-chief of Realini Azerbaijan and Gündelik Azerbaijan newspapers, was sentenced to 8.5 years in jail for threatening terrorism and for other charges. However, the European Court of Human Rights has issued a final ruling of his innocence and demanded his immediate release. The Azerbaijani government has refused to comply.
Court dismisses candidate's appeal. Today, the Baku Appeal Court dismissed the appeal of Elchin Mamadli, parliamentary candidate for Sumgayit's second election constituency, number 42. The Constituency Election Commission and Central Election Commission refused to register Mamadli as a parliamentary candidate. The judge upheld their decision without reviewing the evidence put forward by Mamadli.
The Center for Election Monitoring and Democracy Education, CEMDE, and Democratic Journalism are carrying out the project on preparing the observers for elections. The project is being implemented by the OSCE Baku office. CEMD Executive Director Bashir Suleimanli said in a press conference on October 25th that the observers will learn new skills to help them monitor the parliamentary candidates. 10 seminars will be held in 25 election constituencies. Special booklets will be published for observers. The aim of the project is to strengthen public control on the election process, noted Suleimanli. The head of Democratization Department of the OSCE office in Baku, Jacqueline Carpenter, said that the project will contribute to election transparency. CEMD head Anar Mamadli noted that there are problems regarding the organization of local election observation. He also emphasized that communication between international observers and local observers is weak. Despite these problems, Mamadli pointed out that Azerbaijan's political parties had improved their election monitoring processes. During the event, the representatives of the political parties, independent candidates, and local observers presented their election monitoring proposals.
Today, the Institute for Reporters' Freedom and Safety hosted a roundtable discussion to mark the second anniversary of the execution of one of the leaders of the South Azerbaijan national movement by the Iranian intelligence service. Ghulam-Mirza Amani was a student leader for the South Azerbaijan National Freedom Movement during the 90s. This was a movement campaigning for the rights for Iranian Azerbaijanis. In 1999, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his political activity. Amani maintained his innocence throughout, refusing to plead guilty despite pressure from Tehran. He was released in 2004. Once out of prison, Amani revived the political movement. In response, Tehran engineered a car crash assassination in which Amani and his 2 brothers were killed. The official Iranian line on the car crash was that it was a suicide. According to representatives of the movement, this is yet another example of the persecution of national movement activists.